Love, a topic that we all have experienced at least once, but do you really understand it? Why are some relationships strong, while others are easily broken? Imagine a relationship where you feel respected, valued, and cherished for who you truly are, a bond built not on superficial charm but on genuine trust and admiration. In a world where dating can feel like a game of guessing and second-guessing, knowing how to command respect is the key to transforming fleeting interest into lasting love. These 7 strategies aren't about playing hard to get, they're about showing up as the strong, confident woman you are, someone who knows her worth and isn't afraid to own it. Let's explore the powerful ways you can make him respect you more than ever. Welcome to the channel, Sophia's Knowledge, and my name is Sophia. This is where you will find valuable lessons and secrets to help you build a truly lasting love. In today's video, Sophia will explore with you 7 ways to make men respect you more during the dating stage. Don't miss out on advice that can change the way you perceive and live in love. You will definitely feel more comfortable when you find a quiet place and put on your headphones. Let yourself relax and be ready to receive the positive messages in today's video. Are you ready to embark on this journey with Sophia? Let's get started together. Number 1. Maintain your own values. When it comes to dating and building a relationship that commands respect, one of the most powerful ways to ensure a man respects you is by maintaining your own values. Too often, women find themselves compromising their principles, beliefs, or boundaries in order to please a man, fearing that setting limits might drive him away. But in reality, the opposite is true. A woman who knows who she is and stands by her values is far more attractive and respected than someone who changes herself to fit someone else's mold. Firstly, let's clarify what it means to maintain your own values. It's about having a clear sense of what matters to you, what you believe in, and the standards you set for how you want to be treated. It's about understanding your non-negotiables, the things you simply won't compromise on, whether that's honesty, loyalty, or respect. When you have a firm grasp of your values, you set a natural boundary that lets others know how to treat you. For example, if honesty is a core value for you, you wouldn't tolerate a man who lies or manipulates you. Instead of making excuses for his behavior or brushing off red flags, you would address the issue directly, or if necessary, walk away. This sends a powerful message that you respect yourself too much to settle for less than you deserve. That confidence and self-respect make a man realize that he can't take you for granted. But maintaining your values doesn't mean being inflexible or harsh. It's about living authentically, showing kindness, and being consistent with who you are. It's about not changing your personality just to win his approval. For instance, if you're someone who values independence, continue to pursue your passions and interests. A man who truly respects you will admire that about you and will want to support your growth. On the other hand, a man who wants you to revolve your entire world around him isn't looking for a partner, he's looking for someone he can control. Another crucial aspect of maintaining your values is learning to say no when something doesn't align with what you stand for. This could be anything from declining to participate in activities that make you uncomfortable, to refusing to tolerate disrespectful behavior. Saying no isn't about being rude or confrontational, it's about protecting your sense of self-worth. A woman who can say no gracefully but firmly is a woman who commands respect. Moreover, standing by your values often means being honest and open about what you want in a relationship. If you're looking for commitment, don't be afraid to communicate that. Don't downplay your needs to avoid scaring him off. A man who is truly interested and respectful of you will appreciate your clarity and honesty. Remember, you're not just trying to be liked, you're seeking a partner who respects who you are and shares your vision for a relationship. It's also important to surround yourself with people who reinforce your values rather than undermine them. If you constantly seek validation from a man who doesn't respect your principles, you risk losing sight of who you are. Instead, find strength in your friendships, family, and passions that support your sense of self. When you live a life that aligns with your values, you naturally attract men who are drawn to your authenticity and inner strength. In the dating world, it's easy to get caught up in the fear of being alone. But remember, it's far better to be single and strong in your values than to be with someone who doesn't respect them. A man worth your time will recognize the importance of who you are and will respect your boundaries. He'll see your values not as obstacles but as the very qualities that make you a remarkable woman. In summary, maintaining your own values is about knowing yourself, respecting yourself, and having the courage to stand by what matters most to you. It's about refusing to compromise your integrity for the sake of temporary approval. When you do this, you don't just earn a man's respect, you also build the foundation for a healthy, fulfilling relationship that lasts. So, as you navigate the dating world, remember this truth: a woman who knows her worth and stands by her values is a woman who commands respect. And respect is the cornerstone of every strong, lasting relationship. Everyone has a different perspective, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Leave a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join me in the next videos. Let's continue together. Number 2. Give yourself space. In the early stages of dating, it's tempting to want to spend every free moment with the person you're interested in. You're excited, you're curious, and you're eager to build a connection. But while spending time together is important, so is giving yourself the space to breathe, grow, and remain true to yourself. In fact, giving yourself space isn't just a gift to yourself, it's a key factor in maintaining a man's respect and building a relationship that lasts. Giving yourself space means maintaining your own identity and interests, even when you're in a relationship. It's about preserving the sense of self that existed before he came into your life. Many women fall into the trap of dropping everything for a man, rearranging their schedules, putting aside their passions, and making him the center of their world. While it may seem like the natural thing to do when you're falling in love, this can actually backfire. A man may initially appreciate the attention, but over time, he might start to take it for granted. Worse yet, he might lose respect for you because it appears that you have nothing else going on in your life. Imagine the difference between a woman who has a rich, fulfilling life, with hobbies, friends, career goals, and passions, and a woman who is always available at his beck and call. The first woman is intriguing. She's confident. She's living her life on her own terms, and he respects that. The second woman, though she may seem caring and available, can come across as dependent and needy. That's not the dynamic you want to create if you're looking for a relationship built on mutual respect. Giving yourself space also means respecting your own time and energy. It's okay to say no to a date if you have other commitments or simply need a night to recharge. When you honor your own needs, you set an example that your time is valuable, and that he should value it too. This doesn't mean you're being cold or playing games, it means you're living a balanced life. And a man who respects you will understand and admire that. Another key part of giving yourself space is nurturing your own growth. This could be investing in your career, pursuing a new hobby, traveling, or spending time with family and friends. The more you grow as a person, the more you have to bring to a relationship. Men are naturally drawn to women who are evolving and passionate about their own journeys. When you continue to develop yourself, you keep the relationship dynamic and interesting. One of the greatest benefits of giving yourself space is that it prevents you from losing perspective. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a new relationship and start to neglect the other areas of your life that bring you joy and fulfillment. But when you consistently carve out time for yourself, you maintain a sense of balance and avoid becoming overly reliant on the relationship for your happiness. This not only makes you stronger, but it also allows the relationship to grow in a healthy way. It's important to remember that a relationship is not about merging two lives into one. It's about two whole people choosing to walk alongside each other. When you give yourself space, you show that you're a complete person, not someone who needs a man to feel fulfilled. This is incredibly attractive to a man, because he knows he's with someone who chooses to be with him out of genuine affection, not out of a need to fill a void. Giving yourself space also gives him the opportunity to miss you. Absence can, indeed, make the heart grow fonder. When you're not always available, he has a chance to appreciate your presence more deeply. This keeps the relationship exciting and prevents it from becoming routine too quickly. In addition, giving yourself space builds trust, both in yourself and in him. You trust yourself enough to know that you're okay on your own, and you trust him enough to know that the relationship doesn't need constant contact to thrive. This mature approach to dating lays the groundwork for a relationship based on respect, not codependency. In conclusion, giving yourself space is a powerful way to maintain your identity, grow as a person, and build a relationship that's healthy and respectful. It's about creating a life that's full and meaningful, with or without a man. When you do that, you attract the kind of man who values you for who you truly are. Remember, the right man will never ask you to shrink yourself to fit his world. Instead, he'll respect and admire the fact that you have your own world, and that you're inviting him to be a part of it. If you are still watching the video, do not hesitate to comment continue. Leave your thoughts and questions below in the comment section. I look forward to hearing your opinions, and do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that Sophia has more motivation to create more good and meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Number 3. Communicate honestly and clearly. In the world of dating and relationships, communication is often hailed as the foundation for a lasting and fulfilling partnership. But while many people recognize its importance, few truly understand what it means to communicate in a way that earns respect, especially during the dating phase. One of the most powerful ways to ensure that a man respects you is to master the art of honest and clear communication. Honest communication means being open about your feelings, your needs, and your expectations without fear of judgment or rejection. It means speaking your truth even when it's uncomfortable, rather than bottling things up or resorting to passive-aggressive behavior. When you communicate honestly, you show a man that you respect yourself enough to be real, and that you expect the same from him. For example, imagine you've just started dating a man, and you feel he's not making enough effort to spend quality time with you. Instead of pretending it doesn't bother you or dropping subtle hints that he might not pick up on, you can calmly and respectfully express how you feel. I really value spending time together and getting to know each other. I'd love it if we could plan more time to connect. This is direct, kind, and leaves no room for misunderstanding. It also shows that you're mature enough to handle issues head-on, rather than expecting him to read your mind. Clear communication also means being honest about what you want from the relationship. Too often, women avoid stating their desires because they fear coming across as needy or pushing the man away. But a man cannot respect you, or give you what you need, if you don't make it clear what that is. If you're looking for a committed relationship, say so. If you're not ready for something serious, be honest about that too. This transparency not only saves time but also sets the tone for a relationship built on trust and mutual respect. One of the biggest mistakes people make in dating is assuming that the other person knows what they're thinking. The truth is, no one is a mind reader. If you're upset, confused, or need something, it's your responsibility to voice it. Otherwise, resentment can build up and damage the relationship before it even has a chance to grow. Honest and clear communication prevents misunderstandings and allows both partners to feel heard and valued. But communicating honestly isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. Respect is a two-way street, and showing that you're genuinely interested in his perspective builds mutual respect. When he shares something important to him, make sure you're fully present. Listen without interrupting or jumping to conclusions. Reflect back what you hear to ensure you understand, and respond thoughtfully. This kind of active listening demonstrates emotional maturity and makes him feel safe being honest with you as well. It's also important to remember that how you communicate matters just as much as what you say. The tone of your voice, your body language, and your choice of words all contribute to how your message is received. Aim to be assertive, not aggressive. There's a huge difference between expressing your needs confidently and coming across as demanding or confrontational. Assertive communication shows that you respect yourself and the other person. It invites collaboration rather than conflict. Communicating honestly and clearly also means being consistent. Mixed signals can be confusing and hurtful, and they often lead to a loss of respect. If you say one thing but do another, it undermines your credibility. For example, if you tell him you're not interested in casual dating but then act like it's okay when he treats you casually, you're sending contradictory messages. Be consistent in your words and actions so that he knows where you stand. Finally, honest and clear communication helps you filter out the men who aren't ready or willing to respect you. A man who dismisses your feelings, avoids difficult conversations, or mocks your honesty is showing you that he doesn't value open communication. And, by extension, that he may not value you. On the other hand, a man who listens to you, engages with you, and respects your truth is showing you that he's capable of building a meaningful, respectful relationship. In conclusion, communicating honestly and clearly is one of the most empowering things you can do in the dating phase. It not only helps you express your needs and boundaries but also sets the stage for a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. Remember, a relationship that thrives is one where both people feel safe to share their hearts and minds. When you make honest and clear communication a priority, you show him, and yourself, that you're worthy of the respect you seek. Number 4. Don't chase or overindulge him. In the early stages of dating, it's easy to fall into the trap of chasing after a man or overindulging him with attention and affection. You might think that by showing him how much you care, he'll naturally reciprocate and be eager to commit. But in reality, this dynamic often backfires. When you chase or overindulge a man, you risk diminishing your value in his eyes and creating an imbalance in the relationship that's hard to correct later on. First, let's define what it means to chase a man. Chasing is when you're constantly the one initiating contact, planning dates, or making an effort to keep the relationship alive. It's when you're the one always texting first, checking up on him, or rearranging your schedule to fit his. While it's great to show interest and be proactive, there's a fine line between showing healthy interest and appearing desperate for his attention. When you chase a man, you send an unspoken message that he's the prize and you're the one trying to earn him. This dynamic often leads to him taking you for granted because it removes the mystery and the natural balance of give and take that healthy relationships thrive on. A man who feels constantly pursued has no incentive to invest in you because he knows you'll always be there no matter what. Instead of feeling challenged to win you over, he becomes complacent, or worse, he might even lose respect for you altogether. Equally problematic is overindulging him. This happens when you go out of your way to cater to his every need, even at the expense of your own. You might cook his favorite meals, always let him pick the movie, or constantly adjust your schedule to suit his plans. While being thoughtful is certainly a beautiful quality, doing too much too soon can make you seem overly eager to please. It can also make him feel like he doesn't have to put in any effort to win your affection. Men naturally respect women who respect themselves, women who know they are a catch and who don't feel the need to overextend themselves to earn love. This means maintaining a sense of balance and self-worth, even as you show interest in the relationship. It's about giving without expecting anything in return, but also knowing when to hold back and allow him to make an effort too. One of the key ways to avoid chasing or overindulging is to focus on reciprocity. Healthy relationships are built on mutual effort. If you're always the one reaching out or making plans, pause and give him a chance to step up. Notice whether he reciprocates your effort and interest. If he doesn't, it might be a sign that he's not as invested as you are. This doesn't mean you should play games or manipulate him into chasing you. Instead, it's about giving him space to show you his level of interest. Another important aspect is to remember that men appreciate women who have their own lives. When you're busy living your life, pursuing your goals, spending time with friends and family, and investing in your passions, you naturally become more attractive. You're not waiting around for his attention or approval. You're showing him that while you value the relationship, you also value yourself and your own life. Setting boundaries is also crucial. If he cancels plans last minute, consistently shows up late, or disrespects your time, don't always accommodate him. Let him know, calmly but firmly, that your time is valuable and that you expect to be treated with respect. A man who respects you will adjust his behavior accordingly. A man who doesn't is revealing himself as someone who's not worth your energy. At the heart of this approach is self-respect. When you hold yourself in high regard, you naturally attract men who see and appreciate that. You won't feel the need to chase or overindulge because you know your worth. You trust that the right man will recognize your value and will put in the effort to be with you. He'll want to invest in you because he sees that you're not afraid to walk away from something that doesn't serve you. In conclusion, don't chase or overindulge him. Instead, maintain your self-respect, keep your own life vibrant and fulfilling, and let the relationship unfold naturally. When you stop chasing, you give him the space to pursue you. When you stop overindulging, you allow him to step up and show you who he really is. Remember, a relationship built on mutual effort and respect is far more likely to last than one built on one-sided chasing and overgiving. Number 5. Manage your emotions well. In the realm of dating and relationships, one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess is the ability to manage her emotions effectively. It's often said that emotions can be the glue that binds two people together, but if left unchecked, they can also be the force that drives them apart. Learning to manage your emotions isn't about suppressing them or pretending you don't feel. It's about developing the emotional intelligence to respond, rather than react. When you master this skill, you naturally earn a man's respect and build a healthier, more fulfilling connection. First, let's talk about why managing your emotions is so important. Relationships, especially in the early stages, can be a roller coaster of feelings, excitement, anticipation, doubt, insecurity. These emotions are perfectly normal, but when they dictate your actions without pause for reflection, they can lead to behaviors that push a man away. For instance, sending a flurry of anxious texts when he doesn't reply right away, lashing out during disagreements, or letting jealousy run rampant can all undermine the trust and respect you're trying to build. Emotional intelligence is the key to managing these feelings in a mature way. It starts with self-awareness. Recognizing what you're feeling and why. When you notice a surge of insecurity or anger, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this feeling based on facts, or is it a reaction to my own fears or assumptions? By pausing and reflecting, you give yourself the chance to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Consider the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting often means letting your emotions control you, leading to rash words or actions you might later regret. Responding, on the other hand, involves taking a moment to process your feelings and choosing how to express them in a way that aligns with your values and goals. For example, if your date cancels plans at the last minute, reacting might mean sending an angry or sarcastic text. Responding means acknowledging your disappointment but addressing it calmly and assertively. I was really looking forward to tonight. I hope everything's okay. Let's reschedule when it works for both of us. This approach shows strength and maturity, and it invites a respectful dialogue rather than escalating tension. Another crucial aspect of managing your emotions is not allowing them to cloud your judgment. When you're in love or excited about someone new, it's easy to overlook red flags or rationalize bad behavior. But by staying grounded in your own values and practicing emotional control, you're better equipped to see the relationship clearly. You can assess whether his actions align with his words and whether he's genuinely treating you with the respect you deserve. Managing your emotions also means not making a man responsible for your happiness. It's tempting to expect a partner to soothe all your insecurities or fill every emotional gap. But the healthiest relationships are those where each person takes responsibility for their own emotional well-being. When you rely on a man to make you feel good about yourself, you give away your power. On the other hand, when you cultivate self-confidence and inner peace, you bring a balanced, secure energy into the relationship that attracts respect. One of the most challenging yet rewarding aspects of managing your emotions is learning to handle conflict constructively. Every couple disagrees at some point, but it's how you handle those disagreements that determines the strength of the relationship. Instead of yelling, accusing, or withdrawing, aim to express your feelings calmly and clearly. Use I statements to communicate your perspective without placing blame. I felt hurt when you didn't call me back. I'd appreciate more communication. This approach not only keeps the conversation respectful but also models the kind of mature communication that fosters trust. It's also essential to give yourself permission to feel. Managing your emotions isn't about pretending everything's fine when it's not. It's about acknowledging your feelings and processing them in healthy ways, through journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or engaging in activities that help you feel grounded. By honoring your feelings without letting them control your actions, you demonstrate emotional strength and self-respect. In the dating world, a woman who manages her emotions well is like a lighthouse amidst a stormy sea. She radiates calm, confidence, and resilience. She doesn't let her emotions dictate her worth or her choices. And in doing so, she commands respect from the men she dates, showing them that she is a partner worthy of love, admiration, and commitment. In conclusion, managing your emotions well is not about suppressing what you feel, it's about owning your feelings and choosing how to express them with maturity and grace. It's about responding instead of reacting, staying grounded in your values, and maintaining a sense of inner peace even when emotions run high. When you do this, you not only elevate yourself but also inspire the men in your life to rise to the same level of respect and emotional maturity. Number 6. Show respect for him. In dating and relationships, mutual respect is one of the most critical ingredients for building a healthy and lasting connection. While it's natural to focus on whether he respects you, which is absolutely important, it's equally essential to reflect on how you show respect for him. Demonstrating respect not only fosters a sense of partnership but also inspires him to reciprocate that respect, strengthening the bond you share. Respect in a relationship starts with acknowledging that he is a separate individual with his own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It means valuing his perspective, even when it differs from yours. In the excitement of new romance, it's easy to idealize or project your expectations onto him. However, true respect requires seeing him as a whole person, flaws, strengths, and all, and accepting that he has a life outside of the relationship. One of the most powerful ways to show respect is by listening to him genuinely and attentively. When he shares something meaningful, put away distractions and be fully present. Let him finish his thoughts before responding, and avoid interrupting or dismissing what he's saying. This simple act of attentive listening demonstrates that you value his voice and opinions, making him feel understood and appreciated. Another key aspect of showing respect is refraining from belittling or criticizing him, especially in public or in front of others. It can be tempting to make a sarcastic comment or point out his mistakes, but such behavior erodes trust and diminishes the respect you're trying to cultivate. Instead, offer constructive feedback privately and in a supportive tone. When you treat him with kindness and dignity, even when discussing difficult topics, you create an environment where he feels safe to be vulnerable and honest. Respect also means giving him space to be himself. Just as you value your independence and time to pursue your own interests, he needs that same freedom. Avoid becoming overly possessive or controlling, as this can make him feel stifled. Encourage his growth, support his passions, and celebrate his successes without making them about you. When you cheer him on without jealousy or competition, he'll feel respected and inspired to do the same for you. It's equally important to respect his boundaries. Every person has their own limits, emotional, physical, and social. Pay attention to what makes him comfortable and what doesn't, and honor those boundaries. For instance, if he needs time alone to decompress after a stressful day, give him that space without taking it personally. Respecting his need for downtime shows emotional maturity and trust. Respecting him also involves trusting his decisions and not micromanaging his life. While offering support is valuable, constantly questioning his choices or trying to control every detail sends the message that you don't trust his judgment. This can lead to resentment and distance. Instead, show confidence in his abilities and choices, and be there for him if he asks for your opinion or support. When he feels that you believe in him, he's more likely to open up and involve you in his life. Honesty is another cornerstone of respect. Being truthful, even when it's uncomfortable, shows that you respect him enough to be real. If something bothers you, express it with compassion and clarity rather than harboring resentment or pretending everything is fine. This builds trust and prevents misunderstandings that can damage the relationship over time. In addition to verbal respect, your actions matter too. Simple gestures, like showing up on time, keeping promises, and following through on commitments, communicate that you value his time and trust. Reliability is a form of respect that speaks volumes about your character and the kind of partner you are. Importantly, respect is not about blind agreement or submission. It's perfectly okay, and even necessary, to disagree sometimes. However, how you handle those disagreements defines the level of respect in the relationship. Instead of shouting or belittling him during an argument, focus on understanding his point of view and expressing your own in a calm, assertive manner. Healthy conflict resolution is a sign of mutual respect and strengthens the relationship in the long run. In the dating phase, showing respect for a man doesn't mean putting him on a pedestal or sacrificing your own needs and boundaries. It means recognizing that he, like you, is a complex human being deserving of empathy, kindness, and understanding. When you treat him with respect, you invite him to do the same for you, and together, you build a relationship built on trust, appreciation, and genuine connection. In conclusion, showing respect for him is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate a relationship where both partners feel valued and cherished. It's about listening, supporting, and honoring his individuality, while also maintaining your own sense of self. When respect flows both ways, love grows naturally, and the relationship becomes a partnership where both people thrive. Number 7. Don't be afraid to say no when necessary. One of the most powerful ways to command respect in a relationship is by learning to say no when necessary. Far too often, women feel pressured to agree to things they don't want to do or to go along with situations that make them uncomfortable, simply to avoid conflict or to keep a man's interest. However, always saying yes can actually undermine your self-respect and, ironically, erode the respect a man has for you. Knowing how to say no is a sign of self-worth, strength, and authenticity, all qualities that naturally inspire admiration and respect. Saying no isn't about being cold or rejecting a man's advances or ideas out of spite. It's about honoring your boundaries, your values, and your needs. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel empowered to express what they're comfortable with, and what they're not, without fear of rejection or punishment. For example, let's say he asks you to do something that conflicts with your plans or values, like canceling an important work commitment to see him or going along with a plan you're not comfortable with. Rather than automatically agreeing to avoid disappointing him, take a moment to reflect on what's truly right for you. If it doesn't align with your priorities, it's perfectly okay to say, "I'd love to see you, but I have a prior commitment I can't miss." This simple, respectful no not only asserts your boundaries but also shows him that you value your own time and commitments. Learning to say no also means standing firm against disrespectful or manipulative behavior. If he consistently tries to push your boundaries, pressures you into things you're not ready for, or uses guilt to get his way, it's important to stand up for yourself. Saying no in these situations is an act of self-protection and a powerful demonstration that you won't tolerate being disrespected. A man who truly respects you will accept your no and adjust his behavior accordingly. Moreover, saying no when necessary helps you avoid resentment and burnout. Many women who constantly say yes end up feeling overwhelmed and taken for granted, which can lead to resentment toward the man and ultimately damage the relationship. By saying no when you need to, you preserve your energy and protect the relationship from the negativity that arises from feeling unappreciated or used. It's also important to remember that saying no creates space for him to appreciate you more. When you're not always available at his beck and call, he learns to value the time he gets with you. This fosters a sense of respect and admiration that keeps the relationship healthy and balanced. A woman who knows how to say no radiates confidence and self-respect, which are incredibly attractive qualities. Of course, how you say no matters. Saying it with kindness and firmness, without anger or bitterness, shows emotional maturity and respect for both yourself and him. For instance, instead of snapping or being dismissive, you might say, "I really appreciate the invitation, but I'm not comfortable with that," or "I'd love to help, but I have too much on my plate right now." This approach communicates your boundaries clearly while maintaining the respect and goodwill between you. Saying no also allows you to stay aligned with your values and goals. It ensures that you're not compromising who you are just to please someone else. When you make decisions based on your true self rather than out of fear of losing someone, you build a relationship that's authentic and sustainable. A man who values you for who you really are will respect your choices, even when you decline something he wants. Furthermore, saying no empowers you to make room for the right opportunities, in dating and in life. When you say no to what doesn't feel right, you create space for what does. You allow yourself to be fully present and engaged in the experiences and relationships that align with your authentic self. In conclusion, don't be afraid to say no when necessary. It's one of the most important ways you can respect yourself and teach others to do the same. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, and that starts with being honest about what you will and won't accept. By setting clear boundaries and expressing them confidently, you show that you value yourself and that you're not willing to compromise your integrity or happiness for anyone. Remember, the right man will admire your strength and appreciate that you have the courage to stand up for yourself, and that's the foundation for a relationship that's truly worth having. Conclusion. Building a relationship that's grounded in respect isn't just about hoping a man will treat you well, it's about creating a dynamic where respect naturally grows through your actions and choices. By maintaining your values, giving yourself space, and communicating honestly and clearly, you show him that you're a woman of substance and integrity. You teach him that you're not someone who will bend over backward just to keep his attention, but someone who has a rich, fulfilling life of her own. Choosing not to chase or overindulge him reinforces that you value yourself, while managing your emotions well demonstrates emotional intelligence and strength. When you show him respect, by listening, supporting, and honoring his individuality, you set the tone for a relationship built on trust and appreciation. And finally, by saying no when necessary, you assert your boundaries and ensure that your needs are valued too. Together, these 7 points form a blueprint for a relationship where respect is mutual and genuine. They remind you that you're not just a participant in the relationship, you're an equal partner who deserves to be valued for who you are. The right man will recognize and cherish your strength, honesty, and authenticity. He will not only respect you but also rise to the challenge of being a man who is worthy of that respect. Remember, respect isn't demanded, it's earned through consistent actions, honest communication, and unwavering self-worth. By living these principles, you create the foundation for a healthy, loving relationship that can stand the test of time. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. I hope you found some useful lessons about love and relationships. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I appreciate your support and will continue to bring valuable content in future videos. Please continue to join me on my journey to learn about love and relationships. See you soon, and I wish you happiness.